Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. So today in front of you, in a merit of multiple shades of greens and blues there, we have the parts to build a new Kirin model from none other than the Lord of the Print. Now, for their Patreon for the month of April, they have a very Japanese-themed set of models, and the crowning jewel of that release is their big homage to none other than the King of the Monsters. But unfortunately, he is going to take me a long time to print. I'm still not done. I actually started it before I started working on this thing here. So I thought, at least for the time being, we're going to get to show off the Kirin while we wait for Godzilla to get his moment in the spotlight and finally get off the print bed, because he's been taking a while. Anyway, so Kirin in a very traditional, more fantasy-inspired style. You can see very scaly, very spiky, very shiny still, because I don't have the best cleaner, and I don't do the best job cleaning, but that's okay. So the body itself is one big solid piece. Tail consists of two parts, very long as well, nice and spiky. And the head has the traditional horns there. And the first time I printed it, I broke the horns. That was real fun. This time I managed to get them off in one piece without damaging them. I also managed to damage the base. That was fun as I snapped it because I was not paying attention to where I put it. And yeah, I was mixing and matching various leftover resins. So that's why you've got these weird tie-dyed shades of color. You'll notice there's two hoof prints right there on the base. That's where you're going to have the rear hooves go. And it's going to be a pretty good sized model on them. Feeling. It's about a 50mm base. In addition to that, just to keep things company, I went ahead, they had a Samurai and Demon Samurai model available as well. Printed up the Samurai, and that is a crazy, crazy sword that I did not manage to break yet, and hopefully it stays that way. I did break one of the cords of his belt there, but otherwise he seems to have come off the bed relatively, I don't know about that mark right there, but yeah, for the most part he seems to have come off unscathed. So here's his base. This is the base that he is supposed to come with from Lord of the Print. You can see he's got the little logo on there. Yeah, that to me just doesn't work. Let's see, with a 40mm base, we're cutting it. He actually does kind of fit with a 40 base. I might do that. I feel like a 50 or 60 is just way too big, and it's not like he's a huge model. That's a monster base from Conquest, so you can see he does fit it pretty decent. In terms of size, I mean, he is a little large, so if you wanted to shrink him down, that might be a possibility. And I also went ahead and printed up his demon friend. Now, he is probably going to fit a little bit better on the base, just because I think the overhang there of his foot, I think he's supposed to go like that. I honestly have no idea. That one might make more sense where his foot's actually off the base. That is interesting. See, so that way... I might try it like that. It's different. And then his hands, just like his regular samurai friend, have ridiculously long and oversized blades. Again, amazingly, I managed to get them in one piece, unscathed, not damaged. Assuming that one's going to go like this. A spiky demon arm. Somehow, like that. I don't know. I'm going to go get these guys glued. I'll get them primed so you can see what they look like other than all the blue shininess, and we will go from there. So hold on one sec here. Okay, we got our samurai all put together here, or at least the demon one. You know what? I was looking around for bases, and I found the perfect fit for our more human one. I put him on a cavalry base, and actually that crazy stance is, it works pretty well, I gotta say. I'm still just impressed by the fact that that sword came off in one piece. it looks quite nice. There's not a bunch of flash or anything on it, so hooray for that. You can see the facial details came out pretty decent as well as I'm screwing around with the lighting. A little bit of cleanup still needed there. That's okay. Crouched over so he can pull off a cool flashy move with his long sword there. If you're curious just how big he is as he falls over, he is quite tall. So that's a Frostgrave and WizKids human there. We'll grab a GCT Studios Bushido guy. So again, I think if you were going to actually want to use this with, 28, 32 millimeter typical gaming stuff, I think he's going to need to get reduced significantly in size. I think if you want to do it as a display piece, on the other hand, I think probably as is would be great. I think it really shows off a lot of the detail. With his demonic counterpart, I think the farther onto the base you glue him, the better. So that way there's not as much overhang. I mean, there is some, but it won't be as bad. I did have a little bit of a gap there that I probably should fill in. Maybe I will. Probably should, but the detail's definitely there. You can still see a little bit of the blue there. I don't know if that was from the printer. I'm going to assume it is. All those lines in his Hakama pants. So they can have their dramatic sword fight right there, and then we can bust the Kirin out as well. So again, a little bit of gaps that are going to need to be filled. I just went ahead and glued them on. You can see all the detail work on the scales there, and that is definitely an anatomically correct one. I didn't realize at first. Okay. Good to see, I guess. Giving you a better sense of the scale of what to expect. Again, I just printed these out standard. I didn't alter or adjust them, just so you know what you're getting yourself into. And again, let's get some of those other humans on there. Oh, you know what I should do? I should grab those new RN Studio Monster Hunter type sculpts. They had one that was looking suspiciously like either Barioth or Kirin looking armor. So you can see it is a pretty decent sized monster. I think if you wanted to include it as some kind of a chaos demon beast or something like that, it would totally work. I will find a use for it. I love having a bunch of big monsters around. My son's already told me to start painting it in Monster Hunter colors anyways. But speaking of monsters, I managed to get the first piece of the King of the Monsters off. This is the back of, this is where the legs are going to connect. So just to give you guys a sense of size. Yeah, so this is going to be a massive model. Hopefully within the next few days it's going to be finished printing, and absolutely I cannot wait to show that sucker off. I've been sitting here all day just stewing, waiting for the printer to hurry up. I'm like, come on already. I mean, it took up the entire print bed just to get one of these things on here. And this is actually the smaller piece. The front half of him that is going to connect to the head is even bigger. So if you want to see that, by all means, do keep your eyes peeled on our channel. We'll have that later, hopefully this weekend, or in the next few days. If you're watching this video sometime in the future since it's been posted, obviously that's going to change. So we'll hopefully have the finished one by then. All right, so we'll put a link down below to Lord of the Prince Patreon page if you want to print a big old giant massive King of the Monsters like I am in the process of. You are more than welcome to join me in that maddening quest. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.